Hi, everybody. We welcome you inside as we wrap up tradition in the park from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. This evening we'll have the Andover Huskies taking on Holy Family. Andover, a popular pick to potentially come out of 7AA this season. They'll take on the Holy Family Fire. Fire who reached the tournament semifinal. Was that the final last season?
Just going to do a little on-air production. I'm kind of take care of you because I did a little typo on here, so I want you to get the name right. But it's going to be Will Larson starting in goal, not I.L. Fat finger that one a little bit.
We're talking about the Fire. The Fire having a good weekend, a tough loss against a good Benilde St. Margaret's team. They beat Elk River yesterday. Well, Andover losing yesterday to Minnetonka. It was a bunch of really good teams getting together. Andover looked to rebound today against the Fire.
Well, indeed, and Andover's going to be very motivated. Holy Family, I watched them play in this tournament, but I watched them play against Holy Angels down at Tria. It's a pretty heavy team that just keeps pushing the puck forward, but they do get their opportunities. They don't have the offensive firepower, perhaps, as the Andover team, but they have players that can put the puck in the net. As many players on this Fire team have multiple goals so far this year, but it's the Andover Husky team that has a couple of big-time backliners in Mitchell Wolf, number 4 in the white, and also Wyatt Kaiser, number 5. They also have some other outstanding forwards, but we'll let their skills be on showcase tonight. But we're going to wrap up the tournament with a pretty good game here, Patrick.
Gunnar Thoresen in the face-off circle. It's won by Holy Family, played in deep by Jaden Anderson. Now back out at neutral. As Anderson back with it, he sends it over to his defense partner, who dumps it in deep to the Andover zone. It's loose in front as it's collision knocks it down into the near side corner where Nick Blood will try to play it through the near side as Fetchko. We'll see this one float all the way up and out of play. That got some air on it under that puck.
Yeah, that just kept going and going. I thought it was going to hit one of the banners, but up and out of play. So we're early, obviously, to 24 seconds into this and already line changes, so there are going to be a lot of quick changes. But this Holy Family Fire team, a couple players of focus are going to be Trey Fetchko, number 5 in the dark, and Ben Redden, number 6 in the dark. Also Lucas Jorgensen, 16, and 19, Nick Blood. Those are the offensive players, primary offensive players on this Fire team.
The Huskies gain control of the puck for the first time. The carry at their neutral ice as it's flipped in by Hunter Zinda. With the centering feed sneaks through all the way down to the near side corner. It's played around and picked up in the far side corner by Noel Ron. Ron will get it back toward the blue line, but able to be held by Andover. As a quick shot from Harrison Vandermeer. Just goes wide of the net. Andover able to hold the zone once again. It'll work its way up into the far side corner where Vandermeer trying to cut it off. He's getting harassed up there by Grant Limke. And Michael Clough able to come out with it. Clough trying to center it. Puck is loose in the slot. There's a shot that's blocked out front off the stick of Wolf as it's sent through neutral ice all the way back into the Husky zone. There to pick it up is Eric Chartier. Chartier will get it out toward the neutral zone as slipping and falling will allow Wyatt Kaiser to gain the offensive zone. Kaiser getting fended off by Tyler Hayes. Hayes has to play tied up on the end boards. Puck forced free and the Fire will come out with it. As it's tipped in by Jacob McPartland into the Andover zone. As Mark Lund will battle for it there, but the Huskies come back out with it. They work their way through neutral ice as Tommy Nowacki will dump it into the Holy Family zone. It's played around to the near side where the Fire will regroup. Carried up the near side by McPartland, but he got tied up at the blue line out of his net to slow it down. With the goaltender Will Larson, as Larson plays it up the near side, back into the neutral zone. Where Lucas Jorgensen has it. Jorgensen gets a pass off. A centering feed was disrupted out front nicely by Wolf. Wolf gets it out to neutral ice where the Fire regain control of it. It's picked up and dumped in deep by Blood. Played up into the far side corner. Hunter Jones will try to gain control of it. Will be sent out to neutral ice. They get it on the stick of Garrett Shifsky. Shifsky trying to work his way around Roloff, but Roloff is able to knock the puck loose. As it's sent into the neutral zone. Now forced back into the Holy Family zone by Gunnar Thoresen. They try to get it down low to Thoresen, but it was poked away by Lund. It'll be played around the Fire net.
Scores.
If they score, if they got it down just inside the glove side, it's 1-0 Andover.
Well, that was a tough one. The puck came out just past the goal line in a hurry, and he just put a shot along the ice. Hallowell didn't really get a chance to even square up and react to that one, but Andover, they have a lot of depth on this team, and that's going to be the challenge in front of the Fires to be able to answer back on that. And that I think is the Fire. They graduated a lot of primary scores last year, so I think depth is going to have to rise to the occasion today to be competitive against this a very good Andover Husky squad.
Garrett Shifsky was able to stuff it under Hollowell, putting Andover ahead 1-0 here early in this first period.
Shifsky's had a really good tournament so far.
There's another shot on Hollowell. He'll have to gather in the rebound with 14 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Thoresen and Jones get the assists on the Shifsky goal. It's a 1-0 Andover here early in the first period.
And they have 2 on the board for Andover. Maybe it's happy hour for goals right now.
We got all
2 for 1.
A little bit of happy hour appetizers, perhaps.
Right. Get some drummies.
It's carried back out into the neutral zone by Charlie Lindbergh. It's loose in front of the Andover net, played to the end boards. Played back in deep by Luke Roloffs. Will be set up behind the net by Larson. Well, they have it corrected. No happy hour here, unfortunately.
Okay.
As Lund carries it back into the offensive zone. Lund will work his way around Nowacki with a shot on Larson, who holds on with 13:15 to go in the period.
Well, one thing I try to stay away from is naming names because you always leave somebody out as far as players to watch. But Mark Lund, number 15 in the dark, is certainly one of those players. Has great skill, works his edges quite well, has a nose for the net, put a pretty good shot on, but Larson made a nice save.
Face off, played up into the corner, now around toward Nate Bauer. Bauer works his way out to central. Nice pass into the offensive zone for Hayden Maslowski. Maslowski will drive his way around the net before he got his pocket picked. Now Nate Bauer battling for it. It'll be played back behind the Holy Family net once again up to the far side corner. It was pushed ahead for Gavin DeBettinges.
We're going to go with that one. He's a nice young player, too. But I'm glad you struggle, so I'm not the only one. Couldn't be Jones or Smith, right?
Nope. Wouldn't be fun, would it?
No.
Oh, a nice move there and a shot, and that's saved. It was Wyatt Kaiser, who made the move there, was able to deke the defender, get a nice shot in, but Hollowell made the save.
Well, as a defenseman, he can create space and create opportunity on his own. He's one of the prominent defenders in the state of Minnesota, so keep an eye on number 5 in the dark, or in the white.
There's a shot that'll go off the side of the net by Thoresen. The Fire break back the other direction with 12 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Andover. There's a shot and a save by Larson. The rebound comes right back out to Shifsky. And they'll work their way back through neutral. Hunter Jones into the offensive zone. It's loose in front. Able to be played behind Andover around the net once again. Play tied up on the end boards and sent up into the far side corner where it's picked up by Jorgensen. Jorgensen gets it out through neutral into the offensive zone, but offside, a step ahead of Fetchko.
Well, Fetchko got a little aggressive getting into the zone, but one thing that the Skippers had to one thing the Skippers did last night against Andover is they took the body to him initially. And it's not that Andover can't play the physical game, but they prefer to set the pace and do the skating game. But then it was Andover that answered back and turned up the physicality on their own, and that's when they started to kind of get back into the game. But if the Fire can have any semblance of a physical game, maybe they can slow this very swift Andover Husky team down a little bit. 11:28 left in the first period. Andover holding on to a 1-goal advantage. 6 shots on goal for Andover, 3 for Holy Family.
There's Wolf with it. Wolf winding up for a shot that went off the back of the skate of his teammate Vandermeer and caromed up into the far side corner. 11:23 to go. 1-0 Andover leading it. Early goal for Garrett Shifsky, putting the Huskies ahead. Puck loose in the circle as racing up to try to hold it was Nowacki, but he couldn't. Sent back into the Andover zone. Nice pass over toward Nowacki on the near side as he'll push it ahead in the direction. And now it's sent back the other way as we get a whistle.
Well, we're going to get a penalty. I think the Holy Family Fire, and I think it might be kneeing, just sticking out the knee. But last thing the Holy Family needs right now is a penalty, so to speak. But it's going to be kneeing. I don't know who's going to be the guilty party. I think it's going to be red or No, actually, he's going to take Jaden Anderson, I believe, and put him in the box. So a really great opportunity. Andover's power play, I think, hovered around the 40% mark. That's just a speculative guess. But Holy Family Fire, about a 75% PK. So you don't want to give this Andover team too many chances on the power play.
Now there's going to be another discussion as they're going to, looks like they're going to replace, no?
Yeah, they're going to take Anderson out, and they're going to put Ben Redden in, the junior forward. But a good team player, Jaden Anderson was, without any recourse. He just went to the box, but now he's free.
Face-off is cleared back into the neutral zone where Kaiser has it. Kaiser reversing direction as he tried to get it over to Shifsky, but it was off his stick deep into the Holy Family zone. Racing over to hold is Kaiser. Kaiser able to hold it. But then the Fire able to clear at the length of the ice, and the Huskies will have to play it from deep in their own end. 10:40 to go, first period, 1-0 Andover leading it on the Shifsky goal. It's carried back into the Holy Family zone. It'll be played around by Wolf up to the far side corner. They get it back to the point. Here's Wolf with it. Wolf getting it back to Kaiser. There's a shot, and just whiffing on that one was Wolf on the one-timer. He had an open net in front of him. And this one just pickpocketed in front, or Hunter Jones would have had a good look at the net.
Yeah, I think Wolf just misplayed that one. It was right where he wanted it to be, like a mulligan on that one, but no mulligans in hockey. But a very efficient puck movement by the Huskies, just snuck in off sides on the left side. Just 2 ticks under 10 minutes, 58 seconds left in the penalty to Redden for Holy Family. But I love the way that the Huskies are very efficient, the way they move the puck around and keep the Fire's feet moving and getting some good shots on goal, but they're getting it to where they want to be. Just a bit of a misplay on that shot.
Tied up down on the near side boards. The Huskies able to work it free. And they'll push it back into the offensive zone. Racing to catch up to it is Maslowski as we played around the net toward Bauer. Bauer pushing it in the direction of Vandermeer, but it's taken away and flipped the other direction by Lindbergh. It'll go all the way into the Andover zone with 35 seconds in the power play. 9:33 in the period. The Huskies break back up ice into the offensive zone. Here's Bauer with it. Bauer has it taken away in the circle, and he tried to get it back to the blue line, but there was nobody there.
Well, at least they maintain possession. They have 20 seconds left in the penalty to Redden, so good for one more rush anyway.
Vandermeer gets tied up on the near side by Roloffs. The puck works its way back into the Holy Family zone, now free in the slot. It comes down to the near side, and the Fire able to send it the length of the ice. That'll do it for the power play, as the Huskies will set up deep in their own end as the Fire back at full strength.
Well, pretty good kill. Andover got some good chances, but they dodged the bullet without giving up a goal, so we'll call that success.
As Kaiser loses the puck in the slot as he was trying to drive toward the net. The Fire will play it around toward the near side. It's picked up in the corner. They get it toward Blood at the red line, but he took a hit from Kaiser. There's an opportunity and a shot just over the top of the net by Lucas Jorgensen. That came in really quickly, but Jorgensen shot it over the top of the net. There's a shot and a save off the stick of Ron. And a face-off deep in the Andover zone.
Well, I thought Ron made a good play on that one. It was a nice job by Jorgensen to get in tight, but the puck came back to Ron. Instead of taking the big wind-up, he just did an abbreviated wind-up, got the puck on net, but nice job by Larson to make that save. Hold on to a face-off to his right. 8:29 left in the first period.
Face-off still loose in the circle as it's played up onto the far side boards. Eventually moved free by Hunter Jones, but then sent back in by the Fire. Picked up behind the net by Wolf. Wolf will send it up toward the far side. Thoresen gets it out to Shifsky. Shifsky into the offensive zone. Shifsky can't work his way around Anderson. Good play by Anderson to stay in front of Shifsky and physically knock him off the puck, as here's Wolf back with it. Wolf will bank it off the near side boards down into the corner. Under 8 minutes to go here in the first period. 1-0 Andover. And centering feed out front. But unable to get enough of it was Thoresen. It's sent back out into the neutral zone, and the Fire will dump it in deep to the Husky zone.
That was a great stick by Blood on that in the defensive zone. He's a forward coming back to support and really limited that opportunity.
Lund almost came up with it. There was a shot from McPartland that had to be saved by Larson with the pads. It'll work its way now down around the Husky net to the near side corner. 7.5 minutes to go in the period as Schugel can't hold the zone. They'll have to play it from deep in their own end. Schugel back with it on the near side. Schugel being chased by DeBet. the Bettinganese. It's sent back into the neutral zone. It's pushed back now into the Fire end and played along into the far side corner. The Huskies come out with it, and a shot just wide down into the blue. It comes down into the near side corner. Under 7 minutes to go here in the period. Play tied up behind the Fire net. Now played up into the corner as Kaiser with a shot that was blocked. Backhand feed is able to get into the neutral zone. As Andover resets to catch the Fire on a line change. Here's Kaiser with it. Kaiser going to the net and had it poked away as he drove in front of the goaltender Hollowell. 6:30 to go in the period. Fire clear it back out to neutral, and it will go for icing.
Well, Patrick, I'm not trying to bring too much focus, but the Bettinganese is I think I have it properly, but back about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a goaltender for Grand Rapids. His name was Di Giuseppe. And unfortunately, he's a goaltender, so he's involved in the play. I didn't get it right until 2 years after he graduated, and I was all proud of myself. I ran into some Grand Rapids people over the weekend at the holiday tournament. Apparently, I still don't have it right.
Oh, no.
So the challenge is going to be there, but just do the best you can. But I understand your challenge on that name.
Shot knocked out in front. I appreciate the help.
It's all about respect. I mean, we're not disrespecting. We just, some of them are a bit of a challenge, and your job on the fly to call it quickly is far greater than mine.
Wolf back in his own zone with it. The Wolf sends it to the red line, and Vandermeer coming in offside.
Well, it was Vandermeer with some speed, but a good challenge at the blue line by Holy Family Fire, forced to cut, and the Huskies snuck in. Obviously preceding the puck, so faceoff is going to come outside the zone. Shots on goal, Andover with 8. And Holy Family was 6, but Andover's averaging about 40 shots a game, so Holy Family's doing a pretty good job defensively of limiting the opportunities. But Andover still holding on to that 1-goal lead with 5:50 left in the first.
As Anderson gets it through the neutral zone ahead for Blood. Blood, nice drop pass for a shot wide by Jorgensen. As Fetchko trying to chase it down up on the far side boards. Puck works itself free. And a nice play by Blood. Initially, it looked like they were going to hold the zone. Now here's Vandermeer the other way. Vandermeer with a shot wide of the net. And that'll work its way back up through the corner. Turnaround shot that'll be held on to by Hollowell.
Well, that was actually a pretty good shot, and I think that came from Hunter Zinda, the senior forward on the left wall. But he had Vandermeer sitting in front, so really nice save again by Dylan Hallowell. Now, Holy Family, their goaltending is a pretty good situation with Dylan Hallowell, 3.83 goals against average. That number is more of a consequence of the team than it is as a goaltender. I've seen him made some outstanding saves during this holiday tournament.
Andover was able to hold the zone. It's played up into the far side corner. It gets tied up on the end boards, and the puck will eventually work its way up through the far side corner. Huskies able to hold Kaiser with a shot that was blocked. Oh, nice play by Jones to just shove Anderson out of the play and maintain the puck, which is now tied up on the end boards once again. Under 5 minutes to go in the period. It's Kaiser from the line, a shot that's blocked out front. We'll get it back to Kaiser again. Kaiser with a shot, and that's tipped up into the net by Hollowell.
Well, I don't know who tipped it, whether it was an Andover player or whether it was Holy Family Fire. I guess it'll be, we'll get some resolution once we find out. It looks like it's coming outside the zone, so it was tipped by Holy Family Fire. If they can support their goaltender and keep helping him in that respect. But again, if you're going to get in front of a shot, you have to take special notice to be able to block that shot or at least deflect it out of play. But it does present a bit of a challenge to the goaltender if you misplay those.
Roloff gets it through the neutral zone. Wolf back with it. Wolf will send this one into the neutral zone. I think that caught Maslowski in the back or in the legs. And he was
a little
kind
soft spot there.
Kind of wondering what happened. Back into the offensive zone, but offside is Bauer.
Well, in fact, either Bauer or Wolf, but again, that's another offsides by the Huskies, so they're kind of making things a little bit more difficult for them than they want. But a Holy Family Fire using that blue line as a natural line of defense, so they're stepping up and forcing the cut and forcing the offsides. That's how you impede the forward progress of this Andover team, is challenge at the blue line, but you have to do it with intelligence because you can put yourself in a vulnerable spot if you don't make the play.
Nowacki back in his own zone with it. He plays it cross ice for Wolf. Now back to Nowacki. Nowacki working his way through neutral. He'll gain the offensive zone. Nowacki will reverse direction as he started to think about circling the net. Now he'll drop it off behind him for Zinda, who played back behind the net for Vandermeer. Vandermeer getting tied up on the end boards by Schugel. Will come around toward the near side. 4 minutes now to go here in the period. 1-0 Andover. The Fire get it back out to neutral ice, or it's played in deep to the Andover zone, but that'll be an icing.
Well, it was Redden that didn't quite gain the red line, but he had 3 Andover Huskies closing in, so worst case scenario, they get a chance to put some fresh legs out there, and they have to win this faceoff at 3:52. Both teams are going to have to play very sound, but I just love the work along the wall that this Husky team does. They can win possession in those one-on-one battles, and it creates some opportunities, but Holy Family's holding in pretty well.
Shifsky forces it around the net, tried to center it, but it was kicked around by the Fire and eventually carried back out to neutral. Now taken away by Kaiser. Kaiser sends it cross ice for Shifsky. Shifsky into the offensive zone. Nice drop pass for a shot from Thoresen, and it's held on to by Hollowell.
Well, Hollowell did a nice job of holding on to that. It was the activating defense of Wyatt Kaiser getting in deep. He actually followed that play right up into the slot area for a defenseman. That's a lot of confidence, but they're responsible. They had coverage back on the back line, but when you get a big body like that in front of the net, it can create some havoc.
As Anderson was trying to get it to Fetchko, but Eric Chartier came flying in. You hear that loud hit up here. As Andover sets up in their own zone and carried in by Jones. Jones trying to work his way around Hayes. Hayes will have it on the end boards. A stick goes flying, just kind of got stuck between the ice and the board.
As long as it didn't break. That was an unusual situation, wasn't it?
No, we've seen some. We're going to get a penalty coming here. We've seen some interesting things today. We've seen a stick go up into the net. We've seen a stick break on a slap shot attempt.
We've seen a stick break on a pass, receiving a pass. A little unusual, but it's going to be number 4. So Mitchell Wolf, senior defenseman for this Husky team, going to go to the box. And that's a bit of a bonus power play for him because it takes one of the big defensemen off the ice for the Huskies. So great opportunity is for the Fire at final 3:04 of this first period to put something positive, perhaps on the board, but if not, at least maintain the puck in the zone. They haven't had a lot of zone time. Not a lot of snow down in that Husky zone.
We passed the 14-minute mark of the first period. 1-0 Andover as it's flipped in deep to the Holy Family zone. Luke Roloff's there to pick it up. Wolf for tripping, the official call.
Whoa, hello.
Oh, it's flipped up into the crowd off the stick of Roloff. Fortunately, this isn't the NHL. That's not a penalty. So.
Well, again, but you want to make sure it didn't bounce off anybody maybe looking down at their phone. But one thing about this Andover team, shorthanded, they have some power out there that has some offensive capability. So even though Fire's on the power play, they still have to mind their defensive responsibilities.
Face-off controlled by Fetchko. He'll carry it around his own net. 2:40 to go in the period. Fetchko was kind of stopping and starting. Well, Fetchko will take the pass back. He'll have to retreat into his own zone. Fetchko getting it toward Blood on the near side. It was out of his reach. It'll be taken by Kaiser in his own zone as he sets up. He sends it over to Chartier. Chartier will send it the length of the ice. He'll be slowed down behind the net by Hollowell. You kind of see there Vandermeer trying to force a mistake. Vandermeer is going to have the puck up in the corner.
Well, look at that board work. I mean, he's 1-on-2, and he had some success.
Blood finally able to take it away as it's sent back the other direction by Nowacki, but not able to get very far, and now sent back into the Andover zone. 50 seconds in the power play, 1:53 in the period. 1-0 Andover leading it on the goal by Garrett Shifsky very early in the game. Back out at the red line. It's played in deep by the Fire. It's Larson out of his net to leave it there as it's played down into the corner. 30 seconds now to go in the power play. 9-6 shots on goal in favor of Andover. Here's Noah Ron with it, trying to get it out of the corner. Ron will try to play it behind the net. Lund with it. Lund does it taken away, though. Racing over to try to hold, but not being able to is Lewin. Lewin will just dump it back into the Andover zone with 7 seconds in the power play. It'll be cleared back out to neutral.
Oh, boy.
And into the offensive zone is Jones. Jones still with it. Jones will play it around behind the net for Thoresen. Centering feed kick through. There's a puck loose in the slot, and a shot that just goes wide by Shifsky. They score! Shifsky has his second goal of the period on that puck that just came free out front. It's 2-0 with 54 seconds to go in the first period.
Well, on that clearing attempt, there were two Andover forwards at the offensive blue line and only one Fire player back there. They did good to close that gap a little bit, but it was possession down in the zone. Put it out front, and Shifsky all alone, one-on-one with the goaltender, beat the goaltender for, as you said, his second goal of the game. It's 2-0 Shifsky over the Fire right now.
They get it ahead for Thoresen. Thoresen and Jones getting the assists. 42.3 to go. A face-off coming in the Holy Family end.
Well, sometimes, Patrick, if you kill off a penalty, it can kind of liven up your bench a little bit, give you a little extra energy. And it's once they killed off that penalty, it was the Huskies that came down and scored a goal in the last closing moments of this first period. That's a tough goal to rebound from, but the Holy Family has to kind of get their game back and do what they were doing a little bit earlier. But again, the benefit of the power play didn't really benefit them a whole bunch, but just 34 seconds left in a defensive zone face-off for the Fire. Face-offs and possession, very important for the Fire moving forward.
Face-off still loose in the circle. Shifsky works it free. We played back through the corner by Andover as Thoresen trying to gain control of it behind the net. Comes around toward the near side. Turnaround shot that'll go just high and wide of the net from Jones. Back up in the far side corner. It works its way behind the net. 15.8 to go here in the period. Huskies again come out with it. Reversing direction was Jones. It's knocked down in the circle. Jones over to hold. 5 seconds to go in the period. Here's Kaiser. Back to Jones for a shot through traffic, and a shot at the buzzer was blocked. A little bit of a frustration whack at that one from Grant Limke as the period is over.
Well,
no, go ahead, Bart.
Oh, I was just going to say Holy Family put in a good effort that period, but being down 2-0, you can see why they're a little bit frustrated. They just need more offensive zone time, but it's Andover that's winning the one-on-one battles. They're winning the battles along the wall, and they're getting it to the right players. So that obviously the task is pretty steep when it comes to the Fire being down by 2, but Andover has to feel pretty good. If you're Coach Manny, they really didn't make any mistakes. They protected their goaltender. When called upon, it was Will Larson for Andover that made the save. So going in 2-0, Andover's got some energy. Holy Family just has to kind of get back to what they were doing. Maybe challenging at the blue line, but the forwards have to come back and support. But I think spacing is going to be very important for this Holy Family team in the second period.
Garrett Shifsky scores both Huskies goals in that first period. At the end of 1, it's Andover 2, Holy Family nothing. We're going to take a break. Come back for the start of your second period in about 10 minutes. You're watching MN Hockey TV, Tradition in the Park.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day. We're out here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, cleaning up the water.
Probably dump that, man.
You guys need some help?
Sure.
Yeah.
No way. JJ Watt.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
I don't believe it. Good.
JJ.
Come on.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome
Come on.
aboard, baby.
This net for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So what are you guys doing out here? What's the whole cleanup about?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's a kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
What's the dream for the cleanup project?
You know, my dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
No problem, boys. I thought I was going to have to come over there and show you how to do it.
That's not going to smell good.
Not pleasant. Great play, baby.
What would you do without these guys?
I would be in trouble. I don't know what I would do. These guys are everything to me.
You ever catch anything?
Brackish waters up in here. I've caught castaneted shrimp.
You eat them?
No.
It's been a good day, fellas. I appreciate you guys having me out here. It's eye-opening to see all the trash and everything that you guys pick up.
For me, it's really not just a job. You know, it's a passion.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
Appreciate you helping us. It was a long, hot day.
You aren't kidding. It's hot.
Talk about it.
Yeah, the heat's a little different than it is on the field.
And Hockey.tv continues its coverage of high school hockey right here in the state of Minnesota, and we are proud to be sponsored by Robert Thomas Homes, part of the Tradition Company's family. And joining us here between periods is Carol Griffith, the VP of Sales and Marketing. Carol, like I say, it's our annual checkup. I'm so glad to be speaking with you about Robert Thomas Homes. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Pete. Thanks.
That's good to hear. You know, Robert Thomas Homes is a very unique community of homes, and I've been through them. They're amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about what Robert Thomas Homes are and where you're located and how those are put together?
Sure. Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned, award-winning, semi-custom home builder. We build homes or new homes throughout communities in the Twin Cities. We offer a variety of products that appeal to a variety of homeowners. You've got your heritage and villa collection that work well for the first-time move-up buyer. Our tradition collection, which is more of an executive move-up product, as well as our villas that would be single-level living in the empty nester product line.
Where are you located? Do you have various projects that you're working right now, or are you pretty located in one area?
Yep, we have a variety of communities throughout the Twin Cities. Our flagship community is Spirit of Branch and Farm, which is located in Lakeville. We also have the Harvest in Chaska, Tributary on Foster Lake in St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, as well as Highcroft in Woodbury.
And you mentioned a couple of different types of potential buyers. I heard move-ups in there. And, you know, if you look at a specific target to what Robert Thomas Homes attracts, what do you see that market being?
Really, we appeal to a wide range. Our single-family village collection heritage is more move-up, even sometimes first-time home buyers. We also offer our single-level living, the villas that appeal to a wide range of empty nesters. So those are two really solid products for us. And then the third is our tradition collection, which is more of an executive. You might see that product ranging anywhere from $700,000 to over $1 million.
And then in terms of the differences between, let's say, I'm looking to buy a home versus build a home, what are some of the key things I need to consider for that being the right fit for me to actually build and go from there?
I would say number one, do your research. Go online, check resources, referrals, reviews. I think that's really important for people nowadays. They can gain a lot of information from that. Check with past customers. Also, I think when you're looking at building a home, number one, look at how long you're going to live there and understand that you're not necessarily going for cheaper is not better. I think it's really important that you do look at quality products and quality finishes, because your home, you intend to live there for a long time. It's the largest single investment you're going to make in your lifetime. So you want to make sure that it really withstands the test of time for years to come.
And finally, you have so many great properties, and if I want to research these as I'm doing the things you suggested, how do I get to that easiest? What's my quickest path online to find you?
Definitely visit our website, which is robertthomashomes.com. You can gain information on our communities, our pricing, our quick move-in homes. We also have interactive floor plans. All of that is available on robertthomashomes.com.
Okay, that's great, and we appreciate your time. Carol, good luck to you, and have an incredible winter, and let's enjoy it and get to spring, which we all love so much. It'll come soon enough,
great.
Right? All right, that was Carol Griffith, Vice President of Sales and Marketing from Robert Thomas Homes. We'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome back inside the St. Louis Park Rec Center, the final game of the weekend for Tradition in the Park. Andover leading it 2-0 after one period. Garrett Shifsky with both Andover goals as we're underway. Along with Bart Archer, Natalie Miller, I'm Patrick Lilia. It's a pleasure to be sitting in for Pete for 3/4 of the day today.
It's my pleasure too, Patrick.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to get to spend the day here. There's a shot that'll go just wide by Jones up into the far side corner. Schliffsky getting the play tied up on the far side is Anderson and Blood trying to work the puck free, but the Huskies will maintain the puck as it's carried along by Thoresen. Thoresen then got tied up, and it'll allow the Fire to play it around toward the near side. There's Kaiser trying to hold the zone, which he does. Kaiser circling. Kaiser drops it off for a shot and a save. Rebound is loose and played just wide, and the Fire will be able to clear for icing with 16:14 to go in the period.
Well, that's exactly what Wyatt Kaiser can do. He walked the blue line, drew in the defender, and then just chipped it off for a good shot on goal, and then a nice follow-up opportunity. But he can create space, but he draws a lot of attention when he's out there, and he's smart enough to work that to his advantage. But again, Holy Family survives the initial onslaught by this Andover team early.
Roloff's trying to play it around the net. He'll bank it around to the near side corner. It's fought for there by Vandermeer. Vandermeer will get it behind the net and send back the other direction as Nowacki will try to cycle it back through the corner past Vandermeer, where it's picked up in the corner by Roloffs. Roloff, though, gets headed off by Maslowski as it's played back around behind the net. And down to the near side corner it comes. As Clough can't quite fight his way through with the puck as it sent the length of the ice by Holy Family. Icing waved off as Limke will get to it. And then he took a heavy hit in the corner from Nowacki. As Andover trying to gain control of it in their own zone. Nowacki gets it out to neutral ice. It'll be played through the neutral zone deep into the Holy Family end once again. 2-0 Andover, 15-17 to go here in the second period. I swear I've done that every game today.
Well, it's just the second period, that's all.
This is the second period. It's also the only second period as it's played in. The shot was saved by Hollowell on the shot by Preston Knox. It works free. There's a centering feed. The puck is loose in front still as the Huskies are whacking away at it. The play is still live. Still free. Still loose in front. Now we get a whistle as the puck actually did come free in the slot.
Well, I think the net came off the moorings as well, but kind of a trying moment for Holy Family Fire as Bauer was leading the rush and trying to find that hole on Hallowell, but didn't do it. But they decided to blow the whistle once the net came off the moorings. But again, Holy Family survived. But shots on goal 15 for Andover, only 6 for Holy Family, but it's been all Andover so far early in this second period. Just kidding, by the way.
Oh, you got me there. It's carried up by Fetchko into the offensive zone. But Fetchko headed off by his number 5 counterpart, Wyatt Kaiser. Kaiser has made an impact at both ends thus far in the game. Kaiser battling for it in the corner. Fetchko trying to dig it out as well. Nick Blood in that fray. Fetchko eventually able to come out with it. Excuse me, that's Blood who had it. It's flipped out to neutral by the Huskies. Racing back to pick it up is Lewin. Lewin has it in the corner as he reverses to avoid the hit from Shifsky. It's caught in the skates and carried the other direction by Chartier into the offensive zone. He'll play it around the Fire net down over to the near side. As Jones fights for it in the corner as we get another whistle with 14:02 to go in the period.
Well, one thing that we noticed, Mark Manny has the benefit of having some pretty good depth on defense. We've talked about Wolf and Kaiser a whole bunch, but Chartier and Nowacki are a formidable group as well, so a wealth of riches. So if Wolf or Bauer, Wolf or Kaiser goes off, he's got some pretty experienced defensemen that he can put in. They really don't miss a beat, and that's very, very important. Continuity and keeping the momentum alive from shift to shift, very important.
Nowacki able to hold, ends up loose out front for a turnaround shot. Save Hollowell, rebound pops free. Fire able to gain control. That one goes off a skate. Vandermeer trying to gain control. He can't, but one of his teammates will. As a pass out ahead of that's Clough will be out of his reach down into the near side corner. 13:35 to go, second period. 2-0 Andover. Both goals being scored by Garrett Shifsky in that first period. Fire will play it in deep to the Andover zone. We get a whistle as Larson was out of his net to stop that one.
Well, I don't know what the whistle's about, but we'll have to wait for the referee. But it looks like it's going to be the Andover Huskies, and it looks like it's going to be Cloud that's going to serve that penalty. It looks like we have coincidental, so it's going to be Limke going off as well. So we're not going to lose anything on the ice. It's still going to be 5-on-5. And Patrick, for those who have been with us all day, I'm going to repeat this, but coincidental penalties will be 2 minutes for sure, but then it's 2 minutes and then the next whistle, so it could be 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So that's the interesting part of coincidental penalties, but nothing affected on the ice. 5-on-5 still. Offensive zone face-off for the Fire.
Face-off deep in the Andover zone. The Huskies play it around toward the near side as the Beddings trying to play it along. The Beddings battling on the near side corner as I get the thumbs up from Bart Archer.
There you go.
It's played into the offensive zone by Maslowski. Maslowski, puck is loose on the side of the net. As Jurgensen was trying to poke it away, the Beddings will join the fray up in the far side corner. The Huskies come out with it. There's a shot that's saved. Rebound is gathered in by Hollowell with 12:55 to go in the second period.
Well, Hollowell did kind of the Rob Stauber school of goaltending, just ramp it up with the stick into the chest area and then hold on to it. So nary a rebound on that one, but again, a lot of play down in this Holy Family Fire zone. I just love the fact that the Huskies are winning the one-on-one battles. They're contesting every play, but they're coming out and prevailing in more often than not. But the Holy Family Fire, they're only down by 2 really good shots. They just have to find out how to get through the neutral zone with possession. That's a riddle they haven't been able to solve so far this game.
Puck being fought for on the near side boards as Maslowski trying to force it ahead. He'll get it to DeBeddings. DeBeddings down in the near side corner. He'll play it around the net up toward the far side as Chartier will race up to try to play it back. Be picked up behind the net by Lewin. Lewin will play it around toward Fetchko. Fetchko can't clear as it's held by Kaiser. Kaiser with it in the circle. Kaiser being driven back into the corner. Kaiser able to come out with it briefly, then the puck slid off his stick, and then he takes it back as Kaiser will cycle it back through the corner up toward the far side. It'll be ahead of Anderson as Jones able to poke it to the point. With a shot through traffic that was saved, knocked down, and a shot that'll go behind the net by Thoresen. Both teams back at full strength, 11:55 to go. Excuse me, we're never on a power play. I was thinking about those penalties. And
still in the box, too.
There's Shifsky with it. Shifsky gets it down low. Puck being kicked around. Shifsky, that was Jones converging on that puck as the Fire will be able to play it in deep. Shifsky is almost a too many men penalty on the Fire there as they were changing and the puck came in the direction of that full sail change.
No, you are correct, and that's not the first time that they've had kind of, I don't want to call them tight line changes, but a lot of bodies in front of the net. Or in front of the bench. So, again, maybe dodged a bit of a bullet, but another offensive zone faceoff for Holy Family, but still looking for a shot on goal this period.
The shot from the point, that'll go well wide of the net and out of play. That's Luke Roloff with that long shot.
Well, it was a pretty good shot by Roloff. Just got a little bit more altitude on it than he wanted, but again, a nice faceoff win. But the puck is going to come out the zone, so that was Roloff's that initiated that up and out of play. Probably got a little more elevation than he wanted to, but at least they're getting shots and getting some offensive zone time. Got to start winning some faceoffs, though.
Andover controls another faceoff as Wolf trying to get it ahead. Fire back with it at neutral ice. That one goes off the skate of Lund back into the Holy Family zone. Coming up to force a turnover is Maslowski as he plays it through the corner up toward the far side where it's knocked down at the point, and the Fire able to get it out to neutral. Where they come with speed through the offensive zone. There's a shot that'll be trickled through the blue down to the near side.
Good D by Nowicki to actually get a stick on that puck, interrupt that shot.
There's McPartland who drove into the offensive zone. It's played up toward Vandermeer in the corner. Vandermeer then takes a big hit from Lund. So Vandermeer plays it back around the net toward the near side. Huskies will gather it in and send it to the blue line into the offensive zone. Here's Vandermeer. Vandermeer being fended off by Anderson, tried to drop pass, but it was intercepted by the Fire. It's Wolf sliding up to try to, Kaiser sliding up to try to hold. He'll end up with the puck back in the neutral zone anyway. Here's Kaiser with it. Kaiser trying to steer his way through the circle. Carry it back to the blue line as we get a whistle. As Kaiser.
I think it's going to be Thoresen that's going to go on that penalty for interference. It was Redden that was actually trying to challenge Kaiser. Kaiser did a great job going 1-on-4, and then he checked up and maintained possession. But again, it's going to be a penalty to this Andover team. A really great opportunity for the Holy Family Fire Their power play is about 32%, so they're very formidable, but they have a great opportunity right now to put a number on the board, a straight number, but at least get some shots, get some offensive zone time.
Lindbergh takes it to the far side point. Now Lindbergh back with it. Lindbergh sends it over to Jurgensen. Jurgensen back to Lindbergh. Lindbergh sending it over to Jurgensen on the wall. Lindbergh with it again. Lindbergh with a shot. Rebound. Jurgensen loose in the slot.
Oh, bouncing
and
puck.
They just can't get it in. Fetchko has it behind the net. Fetchko carrying it back around to the near side. Fetchko will slow things down. 1:31 in the power play. They get it down low to Jurgensen. Puck is loose and then poked away by the Huskies.
Well, and it was Larson without a stick, too, so the goaltender made a pretty good play, but you got to get those shots when you can take them. But really a pretty good sequence by the Holy Family Fire, something to build on.
The Fire set up deep in their own zone. Fetchko with a drop pass to his right as it's played in deep by Noel Ron. With a shot in on the goaltender Larson, who had to steer it aside. It's sent back out toward the blue line, able to be held by Fetchko. Fetchko drops it off to the near side wall. Jurgensen drops it behind him to Lindbergh. Lindbergh getting it back to Jurgensen. Get it to Blood in the corner. Blood circling with 48 seconds to go in the power play. Lindbergh back with it. There's Blood with it. Blood with a shot save. Rebound is loose and covered up by Larson.
Well, look at where Larson is, too. If he's just outside the blue, came out and challenged the shooter, but pretty good shot on goal. Nice sequence, maintaining control, getting into the open man. There is somebody on the weak side that's generally unguarded, so maybe sneak a pass over there, but they're getting shots on goal. But very impressive. A goaltender with some confidence came out and challenged that shooter. 41 seconds left in the penalty to the Huskies.
The Huskies able to come out with it. Here's Kaiser getting it into the neutral zone. Kaiser up the right wing side where he has the puck almost taken away. Shifsky back with it. Shifsky, though, has 3 Holy Family defenders in front of him. He kicks it back to Kaiser. Kaiser will drag it back into the neutral zone. Let's kill off some more of the remaining penalty time, which is down to 20 seconds as it's tipped back in. Lewin with it for the Fire. He tries to work his way over the red line. Lewin and Lund almost sandwiched around a Husky as the Huskies regain possession. They'll flip it in, and that'll do it for the power play. The Huskies go back to full strength.
Still a pretty good power play. They maintain possession. They got a couple shots on goal, put Andover under duress a little bit, so it is indeed something to build on, but they have to sustain that moving forward.
Vandermeer was able to hold the zone and able to hold the zone again, but now the Fire able to get it out to neutral ice. Nice job here by Anderson, McPartland to gain the offensive zone, but back come the Huskies the other way. Up the left wing side, here's Zinda with it. Zinda driving toward the net. Might have gotten the shot away on Hollowell as it sent the link to the ice by the Fire, and that'll be an icing.
Well, just to relieve a little pressure, this is the second period, so, whistles aren't always a bad thing, but own zone faceoffs, you don't want to tempt fate too many times, especially with the success that this Husky team has had in the dots. But 7:43 left in the second period. Andover still up by 2. Shots on goal 17-10 favor Andover.
Face off to the left of Hollowell. Was loose in the circle, picked up by the Fire.
Was that the Jackson 5 that he played?
It might have been. The other thing that I noticed when that coincidental minor ended, they made an announcement. I don't think I've ever heard that for a coincidental minor before.
Oh. Well, at least they're back out of the box and available for their coach to use them if when their time is up.
It was just kind of like, usually they just unceremoniously exit the box. Nice drop pass, nice save on the shot by Hollowell. I was just noticing it was like, oh, the coincidental minor penalties are over.
Right.
Like, I've never heard that.
Well, too much. It's not too much information. It just keeps us on par. But Hollowell's really, he's faced 18 shots, given up 2 goals, but he's made a number of really pretty good saves in tight and held on to the rebound. So he's really had a good showing today. All tournament, really.
Huskies control the face-off again. Mason Cotter banked it off the far side half walls. It works its way in front, or behind the net, rather. Just another long puck battle. Under 7 minutes now to go in the period as we pass the 10-minute mark as Anderson comes out of the corner with it. They play it over toward the near side as Ron gets it back toward Anderson as Anderson will get tied up on the end boards. Huskies able to come out with it. Cotter with a puck sent through traffic, still loose in the slot, and we'll get a whistle with 6:40 to go here. I think puck get caught up in somebody's
I think it's Maslowski. That puck got up into the breezers. I know Minnesota people are the only people that call them breezers, I guess, but hey, everybody kind of just stopped and looked, trying to find out where the puck was. And Maslowski knew exactly where it was, face-off outside the zone. 6:40 left in the second period.
Face-off controlled by Holy Family as Roloffs retreats into his own zone. He rings it around for Redden. As it's sent back to the end boards, Roloffs back with it. He gets it off ahead of Shifsky. Fire work it out to neutral ice. An incidental collision at neutral ice as the Huskies play it from their own zone. Shifsky back with it. Shifsky trying to get a pass off, but it's intercepted by the Fire, and they'll reset in their own zone. Stretch pass in the direction of Redden was tipped away, and it'll result in an offside with 6:11 to go in the second period.
Well, that was a good idea. He just didn't lead him enough. He put it in his skates, and he preceded the puck into the zone, obviously, so we're going to come outside the zone, outside the Husky zone, but I think the Fire played pretty responsibly so far this period. You know, they may have not have got all the offensive opportunities that they want, but they're getting some. They just have to kind of keep pushing the puck forward, but zone exits are key to this Holy Family Fire success today. Getting out of the zone with possession through the neutral zone. Still a work in progress.
The Fire flip it into the Andover zone. A turnaround shot by Lund right into the midsection of Larson. Will have a face-off in the Andover zone.
Well, that was a pretty quick release by Lund. He just turned and fired, but again, Larson, pretty good focus, good concentration, just received that puck. So, oh my word. Sorry. I'm not trying to editorialize about the music, but it just stops me in my tracks sometimes.
Well, it's just
a little Gordon Lightfoot for you or whatever.
Not really good or bad, just stuff you don't expect to hear in an arena.
It's not energy-building music, but let's just put it that way.
I mean, at the same time, I have a long litany of complaints about AC/DC, Crazy Train,
well, you can't make everybody
Nation
happy,
Army,
right?
I know, but there's more hard rock and metal songs than those things.
Well, put it this way, if they didn't play music, we'd miss it, so let's be grateful for what we have.
Zinda back into the offensive zone. He'll play it up into the far side corner. Fire popping the puck high up
nice
in the
play
air,
by
but
Wolf.
unable to be cleared, and then a shot snared with the glove by Hollowell.
Another good save by Hallowell. That was Wolf that came in just high in the slot, but unleashed a rocket glove side. But he, again, made a relatively difficult save look pretty easy. Otherwise, we'd be talking about a 3-0 Andover lead. 5:18 left in the second period.
Face off, loose in the circle. It's played around by Roloffs. Roloffs carrying it around to the near side, trying to get it to Fetchko, but it's able to be held by Chartier. Turnaround shot. Might have been saved by Hollowell. It ends up on the far side board. Chartier back with it at the point. He'll take a shot that'll be tipped wide of the net. Fetchko picks it up in the slot. He'll work his way out to neutral. No, nice bank pass ahead to himself. Fetchko into the offensive zone, was trying to drop it off for Blood, but it was intercepted by the Huskies. Sent back out through neutral ice. Some physical play there from Jurgensen. That'll allow the Fire to regain the puck in their zone. As the Beddings knocks it down, but is taken back by Andover the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry, and the pass toward Fetchko was deflected up into the corner. That was a good job there by the Huskies. Just get a skate in front of that, prevent Fetchko from getting his stick on the puck. There's Jones on the near side with it. He drops it back to Kaiser. Kaiser working his way in. Drop pass trying to get it back to Jones. It was intercepted by the Fire once again. Here's Maslowski battling.
Oh, good save.
Great save there by Hollowell. Back the other direction come the Fire as Fetchko will push this one in. As Cotter will try to pick it up deep in his own end. It's played over toward DeBeddings. DeBeddings getting tied up on the near side by Lindberg. Then back into the Andover zone. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the period. There's Cotter back with it. As Lindberg making all kinds of play here in the defensive zone. Then back into the Fire's end. Fire will set up from deep in their own zone once again. Will be knocked down and taken back by Andover. Bauer with it. Bauer trying to get it down low. They score! Andover taking the lead 3-0. I think that'll be Logan Gravink getting credit for the goal.
Actually, I think it was Thorson that got the redirect on that one, but I don't think Andover really cares who scores at this point. They just want to kind of get some positive for a lot of hard work. But now it's 3-0. Shots on goal 21. I think Hallowell's actually played quite well. Giving up 3 goals to this Husky team is not a bad thing. albeit 2 periods with 3:24 left. But again, this Andover team just comes at you from many different angles with many different lines. Very difficult to defend against this team.
It's sent back into the fire zone by Jones. So Thoresen putting the Huskies up 3-0 here in the second period. About to pass the 14-minute mark of the middle frame. This is back at neutral ice with Schugel. Schugel will play it in deep to the Andover zone. It'll go off the back of the net. Is back to pick it up is Wolf. Wolf will play it up the far side, but then it's taken away out front, and a quick shot by Tyler Hayes. That'll be held on to by Larson. Will have a face-off with 2:49 to go in the period.
Well, pretty athletic play by Heisey on that one. He got it on the back end, turned and fired, put a pretty good shot on goal to Will Larson, but again, he was in too close, so he really was limited as far as what he could do, so he put the puck on net, which is what you want to do. Goaltender opted to hold on to that offensive zone face-off for the Fire. Just 2:49 left for the Fire to do some damage or get some positive feels out of this period.
Andover able to flip it all the way through. Roloff's back to pick it up deep in his own end. He'll circle his net as he drops it off behind him for Schugel. Schugel getting tied up in the corner, and the Huskies will be able to make some more zone pressure here. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second period. The Huskies come out of the pile with the puck. They get it back to the point where it's able to be held by Chartier. It's intercepted out in front of Chartier and sent out to neutral ice. I'm not sure I've ever seen that either, where the defender was standing in front of the point man to intercept a pass. In that position as it's played down to the near side. The Huskies will play it from deep in their own end. They'll get it off ahead for Zinda into the offensive zone. He'll take a shot that'll be just deflected wide. That drew a few oohs from the crowd there. Under 2 minutes now to go in the period. 3-0 Andover leading it now as Gunnar Thoresen has added a goal here in the middle frame. Here's Kaiser with it. Kaiser able to keep that puck away from Fetchko. Now he'll try to work around Blood, and he's able to maintain it. Nice drop pass. He almost got it to DeBeddings, a little bit out of his reach. Huskies, though, again able to take it away. Turnaround shot by Vandermeer was a little bit high and wide of the net. It'll cycle back to the corner. They almost threaded this one through to DeBeddings. It's played now behind the Fire net. Back to pick it up in the neutral zone is Cotter. It's sent deep in by Fetchko. Fetchko with a nice play to take that one away from Cotter. 1:13 to go in the period. This one off the stick of DeBeddings. They almost caught the Fire on a line change. It's Cotter back with it as he sends it back into his own zone for Knox. Knox into the offensive zone. There's a shot that saved. Rebound is loose in the slot. Kicked around. It comes free to Knox. Knox still with it. Knox with a shot. That was blocked in the circle. Under a minute to go in the period. 50 seconds, in fact. As whiffing on that one was Bauer as it's carried through neutral by Redden. Redden got knocked off the puck as he drove through the slot. Turnaround shot by Limke was blocked. Stretch pass into the, almost gained the offensive zone, but I think running a little bit early with the puck as it's in with Cotter. Cotter on the near side will play it through the corner as the Fire will play it around. Slowing it down there was Thoresen. It'll come behind the net with 20 seconds to go in the period as the Huskies come free with it. The shot that'll go wide of the net is over to hold is Wolf. Wolf getting tied up on the far side board as he tries to slide this one through. Wolf trying to jar it free. It's loose up high in the zones. It comes down to the near side with 3 seconds to go in the period. As Jones in the corner with it will play it around as the period comes to an end.
Boy, Hunter Jones just does not quit on the play. Time was running out, and he still got a pretty decent shot on goal through a lot of hard work and effort. But Holy Family seemed to kind of lose their structure a little bit, started chasing the play and just swatting at the puck. But I think if Holy Family can just maintain possession of the puck, they're just so eager to clear it out and relieve the pressure initially that it's just Andover. They're very impressive along the wall. They win the battles. They check in the proper areas, stick side checks, good separation. They just create their own plays, and they basically shut the door down for a zone exit. So Huskies are really playing a pretty strong game, but Holy Family's only given up 3 goals, so they're 3 good shots away from tying this game up. But they have some work to do in the third period. Looking forward to seeing how they go about their business.
Gunnar Thoresen with the only goal of the second period. That extends Andover's lead to 3-0 after 2 periods. Wrapping up tradition in the park. You're watching MN Hockey TV coverage. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with your third period.
And Hockey.tv continues its coverage of high school hockey. right here in the state of Minnesota, and we are proud to be sponsored by Robert Thomas Homes, part of the Tradition Company's family. And joining us here between periods is Carol Griffith, the VP of Sales and Marketing. Carol, like I say, it's our annual checkup. I'm so glad to be speaking with you about Robert Thomas Homes. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Pete. Thanks.
That's good to hear. You know, Robert Thomas Homes is a very unique community of homes, and I've been through them. They're amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about what Robert Thomas Homes are and where you're located and how those are put together?
Sure. Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned, award-winning, semi-custom home builder. We build homes or new homes throughout communities in the Twin Cities. We offer a variety of products that appeal to a variety of homeowners. You've got your heritage and villa collection that work well for the first-time move-up buyer. Our tradition collection, which is more of an executive move-up product, as well as our villas that would be single-level living in the empty nester product line.
Where are you located? Do you have various projects that you're working right now, or are you pretty located in one area?
Yep, we have a variety of communities throughout the Twin Cities. Our flagship community is Spirit of Branch and Farm, which is located in Lakeville. We also have the Harvest in Chaska, Tributary on Foster Lake in St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, as well as Highcroft in Woodbury.
And you mentioned a couple of different types of potential buyers. I heard move-ups in there. And, you know, if you look at a specific target to what Robert Thomas Homes attracts, what do you see that market being?
Really, we appeal to a wide range. Our single-family village collection heritage is more move-up, even sometimes first-time home buyers. We also offer our single-level living, the villas that appeal to a wide range of empty nesters. So those are two really solid products for us. And then the third is our tradition collection, which is more of an executive. You might see that product ranging anywhere from $700,000 to over $1 million.
And then in terms of the differences between, let's say, I'm looking to buy a home versus build a home, what are some of the key things I need to consider for that being the right fit for me to actually build and go from there?
I would say number one, do your research. Go online, check resources, referrals, reviews. I think that's really important for people nowadays. They can gain a lot of information from that. Check with past customers. Also, I think when you're looking at building a home, number one, look at how long you're going to live there and understand that you're not necessarily going for cheaper is not better. I think it's really important that you do look at quality products and quality finishes because your home, you intend to live there for a long time. It's the largest single investment you're going to make in your lifetime. So you want to make sure that it really withstands the test of time for years to come.
And finally, you have so many great properties, and if I want to research these as I'm doing the things you suggested, how do I get to that easiest? What's my quickest path online to find you?
Definitely visit our website, which is robertthomashomes.com. You can gain information on our communities, our pricing, our quick move-in homes. We also have interactive floor plans. All of that is available on robertthomashomes.com.
Okay, that's great, and we appreciate your time. Carol, good luck to you and have an incredible winter, and let's enjoy it and get to spring, which we all love so much. It'll come soon enough,
great.
Right? All right, that was Carol Griffith, Vice President of Sales and Marketing from Robert Thomas Homes. We'll be back with more right after this.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamite's, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those four areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. We have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamite is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember, we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting, and remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day. We're out here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, cleaning up the water.
Probably dump that, man.
You guys need some help?
Sure.
Yeah.
No way. JJ, what? What's up, man?
How's it going?
I don't believe it. Good.
JJ,
Come on.
thank you, sir.
Welcome
Come on.
aboard, baby.
Isn't that for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So what are you guys doing out here? What's the whole cleanup about?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's a kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
What's the dream for the cleanup project?
You know, my dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
No problem, boys. I thought I was going to have to come over there and show you how to do it.
That's not going to smell good.
Not pleasant. Great play, baby.
What would you do without these guys?
I would be in trouble. I don't know what I would do. These guys are everything to me.
You ever catch anything?
Brackish waters up in here. I've caught castaneted shrimp.
You eat them?
No.
It's been a good day, fellas. I appreciate you guys having me out here. It's eye-opening to see all the trash and everything that you guys pick up.
For me, it's really not just a job. You know, it's a passion.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
Appreciate you helping us. It was a long, hot day.
You aren't kidding, it's hot.
Talk about it.
Yeah, the heat's a little different than it is on the field.
Welcome you back inside the St. Louis Park Rec Center, wrapping up tradition in the park. 1 period left, Andover leading Holy Family 3-0 after 2 periods. I want to remind you, our next high school broadcast coming up a week from tonight. When play resumes, we'll have Minnetonka taking on Duluth East at 2 o'clock. And Edina taking on Hill Murray at 7 o'clock. That'll be next Saturday here on MN Hockey TV.
I thought we had a Thursday night game, or Pete was going to throw one on the schedule because there's a big matchup. And I'm not trying to throw a wrench in your delivery there, but I look forward to that. That Saturday night, I love Saturday hockey. It's very calming. I don't have to work all day, so we can just come in. But it's been an enjoyable day, Patrick. I appreciate hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Calling a couple good hockey games. Oh, you don't have to thank me. It's my pleasure.
Well, 3-0 Andover after 2 periods. 2 goals scored in the first by Garrett Shifsky. The only goal in the second period coming from Gunnar Thoresen. Holy Family's played a good game. We just talked about a little bit off air. The depth of Andover is astounding. They are a very, very deep team.
Yeah, they don't lose any momentum through the sequence of line changes as well. But one thing I think Holy Family's kind of in a gray zone right now because they want to come back and defend, but then when they get possession, it's 1-on-2 or 2-on-3 coming out of the zone. In the forward going back to defend can't catch up, so it's hard to get matching numbers through the neutral zone. That's Holy Family's challenge so far this game. But if they can get some numbers going into the zone, get an early goal, it can change the complexion of this game. But it's pretty much been Andover all day.
Play in the neutral zone, carried into the offensive zone by Hunter Jones, who drives one in on Hollowell, who holds on with 16:46 to go here in the final period.
Well, one thing that you notice about Hollowell, especially from this angle with the camera, is he's 2-3 feet outside the blue, outside his crease to challenge the shooters. Very confident goaltender.
The Fire able to clear off the face-off as Kaiser racing back to pick it up ahead of Fetchko. He plays it back over to his partner Wolf on the near side as Wolf will play it into the Holy Family zone. Here's Anderson in the corner with it as he tries to play it up the near side. Then it's flipped back in front of the Holy Family net, where Lewin up in the far side corner shrugs off a hit. Turnaround shot is loose out front. Turn around and just shot wide by Thoresen. Thoresen bidding for his second goal. Thoresen had that puck for longer than I realized he did. It was a good setup by Thoresen. He was able to generate that opportunity.
Yeah, good turn and fire. He didn't miss by much on that post.
He's played back deep into the Fire zone behind the net. Clough playing it, or Clough rather. We'll send it back through the corner around toward the near side where it's picked up by the Fire. It's trying to be played along, sent back out to neutral ice. As Nowacki will send it to the far side. It'll be tipped into the Holy Family zone once again. Sending it back the other direction is Limke. We picked up in the far side corner. The Huskies will work their way through as they try to center it for Clough, but it's a little bit out of his reach. Vandermeer puts a hit on in the corner. Clough there with it.
Ooh, a pile driver.
And we'll get a penalty assessed here.
I think it's Vandermeer. I think he kind of wrapped him up and then went down to the ice, but Roloffs was the victim of that one. He looks no worse for the wear, but it's going to be Vandermeer that's going to go to the box. This is a really good opportunity for the Holy Family Fire, who has a pretty potent power play. 7 for 26, 7 for 27, somewhere in the 30% range. But now if they can win this faceoff, but it's just Andover's been lights out the dots so far, and it's all about possession.
Oh, a power play coming for Holy Family. They trail 3-0. Face off deep in the Andover end as it's rung around by Nowacki and cleared the length of the ice. Vandermeer for hooking, the official call. 1:45 to go in the power play. About to pass the 2-minute mark of the final period. 3-0 Huskies leading it. They got 2 in the first, courtesy of Garrett Shifsky. And 1 goal in the second period from Gunnar Thoresen.
That was a nice play by Clough just to get his stick on that puck up and out of play. Allows his coach to make some adjustments, put some fresh bodies out on the ice. But it just, Andover wins the races to lose pucks. At least they get sticks on it. They can test all 3 zones, and that's what you want from a good team.
Puck being battled for up in the far side corner as it'll be played in the direction of the Andover net, and then just gets tied up in the corner again as it's pushed along ahead of Thoresen. Fire maintaining possession. It'll be banked off the end boards, come around in front if the net got knocked off, and we'll have a whistle with 14:35 to go.
Well, I think it was Fetchko that had that puck in the scoring area, but the net came off the moorings, and I think that was initiated by Andover, so it is going to remain in the zone. 14:35 left in this third period, 1:15 left in the penalty to Andover's Vandermeer.
Face-off controlled by Jurgensen. Now he takes it back from Lindberg. Jurgensen in the circle, dropping it back to Lindberg. Jurgensen on the edge of the circle. He slides it to face. Try to get it down low, and it's cleared by the Huskies the length of the ice.
You know, sometimes you just have to take the shot. If you have a look at the goal, just put a good low shot on, force the goaltender to make the save, and try to control the rebound. But don't get too fancy. Just get pucks to the net.
Svechko has to reverse direction with Thoresen getting in his way. Fire gained the neutral zone. He's played ahead by McPartland, but it knocked off the puck there and cleared the length once again by the Huskies. Sanderson back to pick it up deep in his own end. He'll set up behind his cage. 30 seconds in the power play. 13:48 to play in regulation. 3-0 Andover. Fire gained the offensive zone, but it's immediately taken back by Wolf, forced out to neutral ice. Wolf into the offensive zone. Wolf will work his way toward the net. He'll steer his way around the net, still with the puck. Kicks it back to the point for Cotter, and then Cotter is slammed into the boards. Puck played around toward the near side. Excuse me, that was Maslowski on that play. As the power play is over, Huskies back at full strength with 13:15 to play. There's Wolf back in his own zone to pick it up. Lund staring at him before he peels off. It'll be sent the length of the ice back into the Fire zone. Sliding up is Jones to keep it deep in the Fire end. We're under 13 minutes now to play in regulation. Fire get it back out to neutral ice, but Andover taking it back in their own zone. Now here is Cotter with it. Cotter will set up behind his own net. Cotter out into the neutral zone. His pass is intercepted and sent over toward the near side, where it'll be fought for there by Roloffs. But Cade Williams able to come out with it. The backhand shot that'll be snagged with the glove off the stick of Jones. Will have a face-off deep in the Fire end.
Well, one thing I like about the Fire right now is the effort is indeed there. They're battling. They're contesting each possession, each play. So I like the fight of the Fire right now. But Andover just seems to be winning the races to the loose pucks and gaining possession. They're a very difficult team to play against in all three zones. Plus, they use the whole offensive zone, so your spacing has to be pristine to have success against this Andover team.
Fire get it out through neutral ice. They'll play it deep into the Husky zone. That'll be icing, and we'll bring it back into the Fire zone with 12:11 to play, a 3-0 lead for the Huskies.
Well, and I've said this many times throughout the course of the day, you want to relieve pressure, obviously, and hit the reset to a certain degree, but you don't want too many face-offs in your defensive zone, especially with the success that the Huskies have had at the dots today.
Face-off played down to the near side boards, and John Conley came up here at intermission. We kind of had a discussion about the music. I think he's just kind of trying to get in your head now, Bart.
Well, it's working pretty well. Well done, John.
The wraparound attempt sneaks through the blue. It'll end up on the far side boards. Nowacki will play it back through the corner around toward the near side. Play getting tied up in the corner involving Zinda, as well as Vandermeer down there as well for the Huskies. It's played along back to the point, and a shot will be deflected well up out of play with 11:40 to go in the game.
Well, and I think Redden's kind of going off the ice a little gingerly. He's favoring that left foot. He might have taken a puck or a stick or something, but hopefully he'll be back to be able to contribute. I don't think it's going to be anything point of concern, but another offensive zone faceoff for the Huskies.
Jurgensen will take the faceoff against Thoresen. It's pushed down into the corner now along the near side board, sent into the neutral zone where it's intercepted by Wolf, who gets it over to Kaiser. Kaiser sending it back toward the red line where it's gathered in, carried in now by Shifsky. Shifsky with a shot, and that'll be covered up with 11:24 to go in the game.
Well, another good shot by Shifsky. He looked over to see if Hunter Jones was going to be available, but good defensive coverage by the Holy Family Fire opted to take that shot, and it was Hallowell that came outside the blue and received that one, made it, again, look pretty easy. I'm really impressed with Hallowell, the way he's played every game that I've seen him. He's been very solid in goal.
Kaiser controls the face-off. Kaiser gets it back down toward the near side. There's a shot by Jones that's saved. It's second chance. They score! Mitchell Wolf from just inside the blue line. It's 4-0 Andover.
Well, we're going to wait for the official scoring. It might be Shifsky that might have redirected that one in because there was a change of direction. But again, Andover scores. Now it's 4-0. But Wolf originated, put the shot on goal. That's what happens. If you see a shot, take the shot. You don't know what's going to happen, whether it be a tip or rebound, something like that. But it does present some opportunities. But we'll wait for the official scoring. But 4-0 now Andover, 11-13. Fire better get rolling if they're going to get back into this game and have a chance to be victorious today. Obviously a tall order, but not beyond the realm of possibility. If they can get that first one, maybe they can get some energy and put some more pressure on.
They'll give the goal to Shifsky. That gives him 3 in the game as it's sent in deep to the Fire zone once again. Hollowell out of his own net was there to play it around. Back out to neutral ice and whiffing on the dump attempt with Lund, and he will get it deep in now. Cotter, welcome back, Cotter, as he plays it back behind the net.
I resisted the temptation. But Mr. Shifsky, Garrett, I'm going to keep my hat, I'm sorry to say, but well done on the hat trick.
There's a shot that was by Maslowski that's held on to with 10:30 to go.
Well, that was a good shot by Maslowski. He's got a couple tallies on the year, so he can finish on the play. He tried to go short side, didn't miss by much, but it ramped up and out of play. And Holy Family Fire teammates are coming, giving Hallowell a little tap on the pad, saying nice job again. He's really been fabulous today. 29 shots on goal now for Andover. Still 12 for the Holy Family Fire. A lot of play down in the Fire zone right now. Andover playing a very solid game in all zones.
Lindbergh able to get it out to neutral ice into the offensive zone with speed is Redden. Redden with a shot, and that was saved by Larson. We haven't really called Larson's name a lot over the last couple of periods. Only 12 shots on goal in the game.
But it was a good shot, and look, if they had another player, they had perhaps a second chance follow-up opportunity. That's why you want to get the puck to the net, especially when you're struggling. Just put the puck on net and then crash and go to work. Easier said than done.
As Cade Williams gets it out through neutral, played in deep to the Fire zone. There's Anderson with it deep in his own end with Maslowski behind him. A big hit put on the corner, and that'll force the puck free as the Fire play it back around toward the near side. They get it out to neutral as it's sent ahead by Limke deep into the Andover end, and they'll send it back toward the red line. And send in deep again to the Fire zone. It'll be picked up behind the Holy Family net with 9:30 to go in regulation. 4-0 Andover leading it. Hat trick in the game for Garrett Shifsky as he just completed that a couple minutes ago. There's Kaiser waiting behind his own net with it. Kaiser begins to work his way up ice, and then that kicked off a skate as they were trying to clear. And Larson out of his net to try to clear it is able to be held by the Fire. A shot that's saved by Larson. The rebound works its way behind the net over toward the near side. Cross-ice pass by Vandermeer into the offensive zone. It's loose in front, and a good shot there by Wolf, but it's held on to by Hollowell with 8:51 to go in the game.
Well, and also keep in mind Mitchell Wolf is a defenseman floating in, joining the play, so they don't let off the throttle against any team, but really a nice save again, side to side by Hollowell to close that door. 8:51.
Face off to the left of Hollowell as it works its way down into the corner. Anderson rings it around. It's able to be cleared.
Here we go.
Lund will get to it. 2-on-1 for Holy Family. Lund with a shot and a save by Larson as it comes down to the near side. Vandermeer through neutral with it for Andover. It comes in on Hollowell, who pokes it away, and then a shot at point blank, or at least whacked at by Vandermeer as we get a whistle with 8:32 to play.
Well, good teams don't quit until the whistle, and it was a puck that kind of Hallowell juggled a little bit, and it was Vandermeer waiting in the wings, but again, Hallowell picks up his team when the wheels are wobbling. Nice zone exit. I like the 2-on-1. I like the fact that Vandermeer took the shot as opposed to passing because he didn't have the passing lane. Even if it's a shallow angle, it's still a shot on goal, but nice transition by Huskies to put some pressure back on to this Fire team.
It's played in deep by McPartland to the Andover zone. It's played around in the direction of Shifsky by Larson. The puck getting tied up on the near side board. Sent out to neutral where the Fire will reset. Here's Anderson with it. As Anderson will flip it in deep. Cotter will chase after it, but it'll be got to first by Knox. The Huskies set up. They get it over to Shifsky. Shifsky into the offensive zone. Shifsky trying to work his way around Roloff's back wrap around. Puck is still loose and sent down to the near side corner. Under 8 minutes to play here in regulation. They get it back to Jones. Jones with a centering feed, but tied up on the play was Thoresen. It's a long drive. That'll go wide of the net by Knox. It'll come down to the near side boards. Cotter trying to take it back. In the neutral zone now with it are the Huskies. It's a dump pass by Knox. It's Cotter trying to push it ahead. The Fire able to clear it back out to neutral ice. Backhanded off in front of the Holy Family bench, sent back out to neutral ice. And Knox will flip it in deep to the Fire zone once again. 7:15 to play here in regulation. It's Bauer trying to hold the zone, and he was able to do so as he gets it in the direction of DeBeddings. Will come in on Hallowell, who covers up with 7:05 to go in the game.
Well, Hallowell trying to take it upon himself to clear the zone, but nice play by Bauer to grab that out of the air and keep the zone, and then turn it back up and put some pressure on the Holy Family Fire goaltender. Now shots 33-13. So Holy Family with only one shot on goal. It was a pretty good shot from a shallow angle, but that's a number that's going to have to grow in the final 7 minutes if they're going to have any positives out of this game from this period on the score sheet anyway.
Chartier with a shot, and that's tipped in. They score off the rebound. I think it's going to be DeBeddings who tipped it in at the end.
Okay, I was looking to see if Shifsky was on the ice again, but but it looks like it might be DeBeddings, but we'll wait for the official scoring. But it was originated by Chartier from the point, getting shots on goal, putting traffic in front of the netminder. If Hallowell can see it, he can generally save it. I'm not sure he saw that one, but now it's 5-0 Andover, but we'll wait for the official scoring.
Chartier in front may have tipped it in. We were hinting at, we will get the official scorer's decision momentarily.
But I think the onus is on Holy Family just to get that 0 off the scoreboard and get a tally.
It's carried up by Wolf. Chartier indeed gets credit for the goal. It's loose in front, played to the end board. 6:40 now to play. In the far side corner, it's gathered in by Hayes. Hayes will get it out to a neutral ice, and as he slips and falls. It's played along back toward the Husky zone, then swept along by Wolf. The Fire trying to desperately to get something going here as it's carried in by Schugel. Oh, nice backhand shot by Fetchko, but that's held on to by Larson with 6:19 to go.
Well, I think that might have surprised Fetchko a little bit that it made its way through traffic, found it right on the stick by the left hash. Right-handed shot on the left side, had a pretty good angle, opted to go to the backhand. It really allowed Larson to square up to him and really take whatever openings away. But again, a pretty good sequence by the Holy Family Fire. You're right, they're still competing like it's a 0-0 game, and that shows a lot of character on this Fire team. Very proud program, just not their day-to-day against a very good Andover team that's pretty much doing a lot of really good things today.
Flipped down to the near side boards in the neutral zone. And forced ahead of Lund into the Fire zone, where the Fire will try to play it around. Held again by the Huskies, played up into the corner. Cade Williams has it there. Williams with blood closing on him. They get it over to Cotter. Cotter getting tied up by McPartland. McPartland eventually able to get the puck out to neutral ice, where the puck is free at the red line. It's sent back the other way by Williams into the Fire zone. 5:40 remaining in regulation. 5-0 Andover. We'll get back to Cotter at the blue line, but he can't hold it. Huskies will have to go track it down at the red line as it's sent over to Jones on the near side. Jones will push it into the Fire zone, where it's picked up by Lewin behind the net. Lewin gets it back out to neutral, where it's slowed down by Chartier, who gets it back over to Jones on the near side. Jones trying to slide this one through, but it got caught up in some skates. Then he was able to get it through on the second attempt. And there's a drive by Wolf that'll go wide. It'll come down over toward the near side, able to be held in the corner again by Chartier. Picked up by Anderson for the Fire, but then he got knocked off the puck in the corner. Then back to the point, held by Nowacki. Nowacki will send it into the far side corner. It'll work its way around the net. Under 5 minutes to play. 5-0 Andover leading it as it's held on the back door by Chartier. If the Huskies just winning all these puck battles and races at this point in the game. That centering feed. Vandermeer just tipped it wide. There's a great feed from Clough toward Vandermeer, but Vandermeer couldn't quite get it on his stick enough to direct it in. Centering feed up toward the far side, controlled by Nowacki. The wacky wraparound. Nice save by Hollowell. Puck is still loose in the slot. Able to be kicked free. Vandermeer will pick it up. And finally able to be cleared up into the bench. And I think
that came with some velocity on the bench. I think it hit one of his fellow teammates. But Spencer Lewin, junior defenseman, had an intersection, little body contact. And he's one of these players, Spencer Lewin, you really don't appreciate him because a lot of things he does doesn't show up in the score sheet, but he does a lot of good things for this Holy Family Fire team. And he's a tough young man as well.
Turnaround shot by Vandermeer went wide as the Huskies carry it right back in. They'll work their way in front. Vandermeer poking away at it in front of Hollowell, and it goes to the end boards under 4 minutes to go. And I think, Bart, at this point in the game, just where the depth has come in, that there's a lot of more fresh legs for Andover. Oh, and the Fire's got kind of a smaller roster, and they just kind of have to ride 3 lines. And I think at this point in the game, they're just kind of out of gas.
You're probably right. Well, chasing the play exerts a lot more energy than having puck control. It just seems like if you're always chasing the play, you expire or fatigue a little bit quicker. When you get the puck, you get the adrenaline, you get that little extra burst, and Andover's had that burst all game long, and it's the Fire that's held pretty firm, showed some resolve, as we said, but being down by 5 and still competing, that says a lot about the character of the program and the players that play in it.
We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone with 3:33 remaining in the game. 5-0 Andover leading it. Played along the far side boards, then kicked ahead into the Fire zone. Played back up the far side boards out to the neutral zone and dumped in deep by the Huskies. Maslowski and Bauer converge on the play for Andover. There's a big hit put on as the Fire able to get it out to neutral. And Partland on the near side with it. He'll flip it into the Andover zone. Jorgensen plays it around toward the near side. 3 minutes to go in the game. 5-0. Huskies leading it. A nice hit put on the corner by Lewin. A shot that'll come down to the near side corner. It'll be picked up on the near side by Bauer. Bauer will flip it in deep to the Fire zone. It'll be set up there by Lewin. Lewin gets it out toward neutral ice. Nice job there by Limke to initially get around the defense. But kind of goes through the skates a little bit of Carson Waddle to send in deep. Another shot that was saved. Turnaround shot, that'll go wide. Good opportunity there for Cade Williams. Like you said, he hit Hollowell in the mask, and then he had a attempt from the other side of the net. Here's McPartland 2-on-1 into the offensive zone, and McPartland shoots it over the net. Back out at neutral, 2-on-2 the other way into the offensive zone. A nice move by Thoresen. Thoresen scores.
Wow, he picked that corner. Very impressive. Second goal of the game, I think 6th of the year. But now it's 6-0. You know, in all fairness to Holy Family, they've contested more than a 6-0 score would indicate. It's just this Andover team with a lot of skill. If it's not Shifsky, it appears to be Thoresen. So, top to bottom, they have people that can finish plays. But Holy Family Fire, 6-0. They want to get that cipher off the scoreboard, but 2:04 remaining in this third period, so they got some work to do.
Will be played in deep by Anderson, set up behind the net. Thoresen with his second goal of the game.
That was a snipe.
Played deep into the Fire zone, and this one just played through the blue and down to the near side by Zinda. Minute 45 to go. There's a save by Hollowell that comes down back into the near side corner. Oh, Andover putting on a great performance tonight. That's a really good Holy Family team. The Fire carry it back out through neutral ice. They flip it into the Andover zone, out ahead of Hayes as we get a big hit in the corner. As Cotter plays it around, minute 20 to play in the game. Vandermeer on the near side. Vandermeer centers it behind him. There's a shot that just tipped wide by Clough.
Oh, boy.
It'll get covered up with 1:10 and counting to go in the game.
Boy, another trying moment. Vandermeer looks to the skies. He had a golden opportunity, but Hallowell, I don't know how he made that save, but he kept that puck out of the net, but a good push forward. But it was Tyler Heisey that took a big hit down in the corner. He appears to be okay, but he's a little sensitive right now. It took him a while to get off and gave Andover an advantage numbers-wise down in the zone, but Hallowell bails his team out one more time.
They're able to be held by Weston Knox. Sent back out to the neutral zone where Cotter has it. Cotter reversing into his own zone, sends it over to Knox, and Cotter back with it. At the red line, carried into the offensive zone by the Huskies, as a long drive will go wide of the net in front of the Fire, back the other way with 31 seconds remaining. Into the offensive zone. Here's the Blood with it. Blood getting fended off in the corner as it's taken away in the circle. Then back to the blue line, able to be held by Lewin. There's a shot save. Rebound loose in the slot. And it's picked up by the Huskies with 13 seconds remaining. Here's Bauer. Bauer will drive it in deep to the Fire zone with 8 seconds remaining. He sent the length of the ice, and that will do it.
Good call by the goaltender to stop that one before the whistle. But very well earned by Andover. They flex their offensive muscles today, but they show that they can play a pretty good shutdown defense. It's a good leader. They get ahead. They're very difficult to come back on, but Holy Family showed some intestinal fortitude, came back and competed for the whole 3 periods, but tap on the shins to Andover. They came out and really showed their wares. Really one of the better teams in the state, and they showed us why.
So a hat trick for Garrett Schlifsky tonight. 2 goals from Gunnar Thoresen, leading the Andover Huskies to a 6-0 victory this evening. The final thoughts on tonight and this weekend overall.
Well, now the holiday tournaments are pretty much coming to a conclusion, and it's going to be a race to the X. Obviously, the Huskies are one of the front runners. Holy Family's going to be heard from again. They have a lot of skill. They played quite well. They just couldn't solve the neutral zone today. It was all Andover in the neutral zone and along the walls. But Holy Family's got a little bit of work to do, but they're trending, in a decent direction. But this Andover team, coming off a loss last night, they were very motivated coming into it today, and they showed their offensive wares. Great depth, very well coached, but been a good tournament. Patrick, I appreciated hanging out with you and Natalie today. Had a lot of fun.
I want to remind you, our next telecast coming up a week from today. At least we think a week from today. Watch Twitter or Facebook or wherever the updates are posted.
All the social
updates.
networks.
Yeah, social networks. Watch those for updates. But as far as I know, our next broadcast is a week from tonight. A week from today, rather. We have Duluth East at Minnetonka. That'll be at 2 o'clock next Saturday.
That'll be fun.
Edina Hill Murray next Saturday night from Braemar at 7. So for Natalie and Bart, I'm Patrick Lilia. Thank you for being with us tonight and this weekend on behalf of Pete and Tanner and everyone else who hung out this weekend.
Happy New Year to everybody as well.
Happy New Year to everybody as well. Signing off one last time. Thank you for tuning in this weekend for the Tradition in the Park. One last time. Final score 6-0. Andover wins it. We will talk to you a week from today from an arena near you.